everyone, thanks for joining me on this week's YouTube video. I just think it's a wonderful honour for us to share this space. I started this channel almost a year ago now with the idea of one world, of one village, a community spirit basically, where we can drop in with each other for just a 3-minute time or a couple of hours of time to connect deeply. So whenever I'm doing a video, I have the intention that there is a type of energy that's around called love. And I always visualize that you're in the room with me and we're sharing some time and some banter and some ideas and hopefully some things that you will find of benefit. And I tend to go with the flow deeply in my life and talk to you really on a weekly basis about the kind of things that have been coming up recently and the feedback from people when they've said, oh, that was really useful, so that I can actually share it with you. And this week it's definitely been about time, and it's been about how people are rushing about all over the place, deeply embedded in their routines, deeply embedded in their stories. And I've been speaking to people who are ready to change their story, ready to alter their way of living, ready to express themselves in different ways. So I don't know, are you finding this at a time where you've been like blah, 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 and everything's been really busy, and it's like, oh, how do you fit in those times of meditation, and how do you fit in those times of joyful living, and how do we? And I love trying to answer those questions of how, because if we can actually access the answers to these wonderful universal questions and we take action on them, then life changes. It just does. So yeah, this one's all about the art of stillness, because I truly believe that if you can immerse yourself, surrender to the joy of life, to the love of life, to the beauty, to the awesomeness of life, and you really get to feel how grateful you are that you woke up this morning and a day is ahead of you. If you really can get that happy mojo going on inside of you, deep inside of you, if you can connect in with that authentic heart that you are, whatever it is that you're doing, it's sort of like it's almost like a deep place of calm and a deep place of peace, and I call it the point of stillness. And so if you can practice when you do have a little bit of time, or you make some time to do some of the various tools that I've put up over the last year, you will be finding that you're increasingly aware that you have more stillness time, where no matter what's going on around you, whatever people's dramas or your own or whatever else is going on, that you can maintain your center of calm. You can stay fluid, you can stay attentive, you can stay fully present, but you maintain your center of stillness. And one of the very best ways, if you're feeling like, no, I can't do that, something's always knocking me off, or whatever it is, one of the very best ways to begin this practice is, you'll find it on another video that I've done called the 4x4 breath. And that was the very first one that introduced it to me deeply. And I'd done meditation, I'd done lots of healing work, I'd done spiritual connections, I'd been intuitively living for a very long time. But when this, lucky me, but when this breath, I deepened my practice to a point of stillness, I just thought it was amazing. I listened to Deepak Chopra a lot, sort of, I don't know, 40 years ago now, and I loved the way his voice was so calm and his voice felt like moving velvet to me, and it felt like it encased me into a sense of safety and invited me into a magical world where he talked about the gap between cells, the all-pervading living energy that we are made up of, that the universe is made up of. Some people now call it the matrix. Some people have universal life force energy. There's lots of different names for it. But it's one of those things, you know, when you listen to someone sometimes, or you're reading a book or watching a TED talk or something, and somebody says something that goes really deep. It's like, I know that. I recognize that. And those are the moments that are worth pursuing. And I think it wasn't until I really did this 4x4 breath and dropped into the non-breath that I thought, that's the gap. That's what he was talking about. So thank you very much for that, Deepak Chopra. And yeah, the 4x4 breath is basically where you can picture a square and you breathe in to the count of 4, you hold your breath for the count of 4, breathing out for the count of 4, and then it's like a stillness breath. You do nothing for the count of 4. And so if you'll do that with me now, it's one breath, one time. Should we try it? So breathing in to 4, holding your breath, breathing out, and then nothing, just stillness. Breathing in, and off you go again on another round and another round and another round. How did you actually find that stillness? So, you know, we're active, aren't we? We're actively breathing in, we're actively holding our breath, we're actively breathing out, and then we're doing nothing. We're just still. And sometimes you'll find that you resist that stillness, and sometimes it's a bit scary, and sometimes it's like, what do we do, what do we do, what do we do? Because we're so programmed to be in doing mode, that when we get the opportunity to remind our body that there is another way, to wrap up the mind in some sort of safety blanket to say it's okay to stop just for a moment, for a stillness moment. The richness of that energy field is phenomenal, absolutely phenomenal. So there's true magic, I believe, in gaps, if you like, between breaths. True magic. It's that field of potentiality. It's that field of awareness where creation is, where you can create many different things in your life. It's often at those times when you might be doing some sort of task you consider regular menial task, washing up, or doing something that doesn't require your full mindfulness attention, and you might be allowing your mind to fall into freedom mode, just fall away and just bring your attention to the present moment, and you just focus on the bubbles perhaps, or whatever it happens to be with your task that you're thinking of. And in those moments there can become great creative ideas, inspirations. So much comes from the quiet mind. And then it gives lots of things for the busy mind to get on with, I know. But when we allow ourselves to drop into that gap, and we allow our bodies to rest just for a moment, see, it's active, breathing in, holding your breath, breathing out, and then quiet. So it's a non-breath, it's stillness. We quieten the mind. And that quietness of the mind expands your potential for tapping into the universal cosmic abundance that's there for you to create whatever it is that you're next focusing on. So it was just a thought really to bring that to your awareness this week about, you know, how many of us really wish our life was more magical. Then this sort of action of providing yourself with some quiet mind time and some stillness of being really introduces you to allow you to return to that field of full potentiality where magic lives, and it allows it to come in and pulsate right the way throughout your body and your being. And then, you know, from that point, all intuition raises from that field of potential. So it's almost like, you know, we think of prayers as being a phone call to the divine, wishes to go out there to the universal energy for assistance from that field of potentiality. Something as simple as the 4x4 breath, which everybody can do, allows you therefore to go into that pure instinctive field of magic, of energy, of raw creative force, that you get to actually pick up some of that energy, connect in with in a complete and beautiful way. And with practice, you can drop into that space, whatever else is going on around you. And that, my dear, dear friends, I call magic. I hope you can have a go at practicing that, or look up the 4x4 video. That we've got a full video on how to do that, and I do it with you as if you're in the room with me. So have a look and see what you think. The other thing is, we're going to put a link in below. You have to scroll down to it for our comments field, but there will be a link in there to a webinar that I've got coming up in February, where we're going to explore a couple of hours of the art of stillness, and I'll take you through some deepened practices to achieve it. Okay, have a great happy week everyone. Lots of love. Bye for now. Mwah.